switch to old Yahoo Mail, and I'm going to make a request to everybody watching the video. If you've been forced into using, it's not try, the new Yahoo email, that's what this video is about. You go to mail.yahoo.com/c/n/settings/7. Yes, there will be other numbers that work, but please use that one because that one currently works and I was able to check it and test it again. Because it isn't worthwhile if I don't make sure you can test it. If you're already in the new user interface, it will activate under N for new, I'm assuming, the new settings pages, and in one of them will be buried switch to old Yahoo Mail. I'll explain why in a minute, but you click that and you switch back and it says, please explain yourself, explain why. And you can come up with your own reasons, but in the spirit of protesting and shitification, say, stop opting me in for things I don't want and can't use. Stop taking away my right click, because if you use the new interface, you can't right click and open in a new tab. Stop forcing me to load up a Microsoft product that's new and unstable. You can come up with 100 things. But the best one is, go fuck yourself is what I put in. For a while, I made it to where when I was doing a login to Yahoo for 2 weeks, it said, Yahoo can go kiss my ass, and various other statements. And then I stopped doing it because I didn't need to anymore. Maybe I should switch back to it. And that was part of the bookmark I used, so that every time I logged in on their server logs, they saw someone logging in from my IP address telling them to go to hell. But that was a while ago. The last time they opted me into something I didn't want. But you're just trying the new Yahoo interface. No. Again, if you're already stuck with it, C for current, /n, or new, or whatever. But it'll be settings/7, in this case, this week. They'll change it next week and hide the button again, because they did. Or they didn't. Now let's go on with it. Anatomy of the URL. mail.yahoo.com, pretty simple, /c, okay, /n for new, and B will be for basic, because it's referred to internally as basic mail. Okay? And then you're looking in basic, if you have it /b settings, then it'll have one for accounts. And it'll optionally include a question mark and .src for source of where you're coming from. And in this case, it says equals YM for Yahoo Mail. And it'll have ampersand and a reason code, reason equals. And today's date, it has to include N8 underscore, and then it'll say something like basic underscore mail, or unsupported browser trap is what I saw today. Or like I did for a while, get bent, stuff it, go to hell. Now, if anyone's watching this, you don't have to give a link to the video. You don't have to upvote. I don't care. It's fine. I'm not here to get e-points. I don't care about my ranking on the server. Otherwise, I would do a lot better job with these videos. Here we go. It is currently the 8th of June, 2026, and they pulled this shit. Right in the middle of me needing access to my email, they made it to where the login page was blanked because I'm using an older browser. Okay, so I use a slightly newer browser. It's still blanked. I had to lie to it and tell it that I'm using a PlayStation 5 for it to let me log in. And immediately everyone's like, well, you have to upgrade to Windows 11 and load up Chrome because that's what the world wants. No, resist. On the 15th, I'm picking this arbitrarily, but it is nice that it's the 15th of the 30-day month. Mid-month, June, on the 15th. If you weren't trying to opt out of the new Yahoo interface, this is the protest. I want you on the 15th, if you're watching and you're a Yahoo email user. This is like one of the most staid, old email account types you can have. I've had it for 2 decades. It, by definition, proves that I'm over 18. Okay? And of course, they ignore that because they say, for the children, give us your biometric data and let us use AI. I'm asking everyone watching this to tell everybody the following set of instructions on how to deliberately opt out of the new Yahoo and force it to run a version of the Yahoo web interface that runs faster, lets you right-click on your emails and open them in a new tab, and give you power over the corporation and rub their nose in the fact that you can opt out. It doesn't work unless we all do it. I don't do videos like this. No one's going to care. No one's going to pay attention. Do it anyway. Just to see if they fucking fight back. You go to your email. You go to mail.yahoo.com/c/n/setting/7 or another number. Just do 7, see if it works. Try another number if you can, if you have to. But look on the screen for the word switch to old Yahoo Mail and click it. And if it brings up a dialog and it lets you put in a reason, which eventually they're going to give up on that because they know why, you could put in, this is the June 15th, 2026 protest against enshittification at Yahoo. Literally rub their nose in it. Make it an identical statement. We are all opting out of the brand new Yahoo email. Why? Not because it has cool features we want to use. It does. It's what comes with it. It screams at us because we've enabled and opted in for things we never saw. The only way I've been able to keep them from doing extra shit by sending me more junk mail is to never say yes to this for any longer than it takes to find that fucking statement, switch to old Yahoo Mail. And this has become such a fever pitch fucking problem that people are aware of, that there are forums where people are getting banned for telling people this information. So welcome to this YouTube video. How to dismantle the URL if you're looking at the basic version. If you're on a basic page, you'll have mail.yahoo.com/c/b/ and then it'll either have the word settings /accounts and be pretty conventional, or you might have $.src source equals ym for Yahoo Mail, ampersand reason equals the reason code, and it might say n8_unsupported_browser_trap, or just unsupported browser, or it might put in n8_basic_mail, which is what the B stands for apparently, basic mail. Now, I understand if anybody's watching this, you don't know why this is, and we're at almost 8 minutes, but I'm going to explain why this is a good idea to do this. It's to show them that we have the ability to go ahead and find out what they're hiding. They hit the button to switch back. And we can give them a piece of our mind, and we can also tell them this. You can put this in again because you can just go back in and say, I'll try the new interface again, and then log out again, and then give them a new reason code. You listening? If you're not aware of it, the reason they have a basic system so they don't have to deal with this is virtually every billionaire on the planet is an old fuck. Like me. Over 50. We don't put up with this shit. Or a person who's trying to get shit done and needs to be able to right-click an email in the email list and open it in the new tab because that's how everybody fucking does this. You might have noticed that on Google Mail and every other email website, they have been restricting access to right-click open a new tab because it gives you the ability to open new tabs. Everybody has been set up to act like they're all on a cell phone where you don't have the ability to open multiple tabs because you're on a cell phone. Because you didn't know, if you didn't know this, welcome to the 9-minute mark here. On about 80% of your cell phones, if you just rotate it this way, it activates tab mode on everything. Yeah, you have a tabbed browser. It just hides it because they hope you won't look for it, because then you'd find out how shit performance the cell phone is or how much of a supercomputer it is, and you can totally do that. You can multitask on a computer. You know, a multitasking operating system. Oh, wait a minute, you loaded up Windows 11 and you can only open one tab? Great value, huh? Websites are training you not to do things that we not only got away with doing, it was the basic way we ran computers in the 90s. Hell, the 1980s had this kind of thing called multitasking. I'm not kidding. Yeah. Well, and then someone is going to irrationalize a need to make sure no one can do that because they don't use that. I don't like mint ice cream. Therefore, no one should. How? How in fuck does that logic go into your head? Okay, does it? No. So, when you want to express an opinion how everyone else should not want something, don't. The standard on a computer used to be that you could open multiple tabs from emails or anything else. I can right-click on YouTube and open new tabs with videos in it. I'm using Firefox for a reason. Even though it's bloated and crappy, if I tell it to stop running all the excess shit, which you have to do by manually doing it because they've tried to turn on as much crap as possible, including AI, I can open 50 fucking YouTube videos in the background and have them all auto-pause, not auto-run. Remember those days when you had control over your computer? Now it's the other way around. You're bitch slapped by your machine. On the 15th of this month, I'm requesting, spread the word, you don't have to spread the vid. How to switch to old Yahoo Mail if you're stuck in the new one. mail.yahoo.com/c/n/settings/7. Other numbers might work, but let's just use the one that worked today. And then you hit switch to old Yahoo Mail, because if they took that away, every corporate fucknut, everybody working in a business, every billionaire would literally blow a blood vessel screaming about it because they have literally no chill. And they're self-important assholes. That has to be in the interface somewhere so that they can arbitrarily decide on some computer to do it. Because, again, if you go onto another computer, it's going to switch it back to the new version and piss you off. Corporate people don't put up with this because they need to be able to get shit done. Do you really think that any geek and hacker is going to put up with this shit? I don't. But they shove this in their face. If you work at a corporation, it doesn't matter which one, that is doing the enshittification thing, please understand that if you do something that makes people wish they knew who did the terrible thing to them today, and they wish them harm, if you are the person doing something where you know people are literally fantasizing about your demise, you need to stop doing what you're doing. And now a message to Yahoo, because they don't pay attention. All of us would happily pay you $1 a year, no more, so that we could pay you $100, literally a perpetual fee that's paid, you can't change it, to never change our user interface and never opt us in for anything and never ask us ever again about this again. We would pay you, I'd pay you $100 to never do it again, cash money. If you'd fucking knock it off, you win. But you have to lose. This is a part of the grace of being a grown-up and a human being. And a corporation, it used to be. When you fail to make people obey you, fail at doing that. Admit defeat. Say, I have failed. I'm willing to admit that I can't put up with this shit at random when you fucking sneak attack me like this and disrupt my ability to do a basic thing like today, check my bank account. This is what you caused an interference with. This is the rippling effect you caused. And that was on purpose. Your company did this to fuck people over. You're not doing this because we want this. No one fucking asks for this. You're being asked over and over again, don't do this. If you're demanding money, say, pay us $1 a year and we'll stop fucking harassing you. And then stick with it. That means if you sell the corporation, they are held under an ironclad contract that they have to pay everybody $5,000 to make them opt into things. It has to be that fucking important. Literally lose, because you'll win. We'll all happily pay you $1 a year, or no more than that. You don't deserve more than that. For 100 years of leave us the fuck alone and let us get our shit done. Nobody buys Microsoft Office. They buy the get the fuck out of my face and stop nagging me with a nag screen button. We pay for that. We pay not to be nagged. But anyway, on the 15th, everybody switch away from it and give them a piece of your mind and don't switch it back. See how much you like it. Try old Yahoo Basic for a month. I dare you. And more importantly, if everybody does it at the same time, are they going to ignore that? And if they want us to pay money for it, make it reasonable. No more than $1 a year, and we pay up front, and they can never break the contract. If they break the contract, it has to be so financially ass-fucking that they don't dare do it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. I don't know if this will work. Pretty sure it won't. But y'all need to get a little bit more mad about this shit. Bye.